All right. Awesome. What is up, everybody? Welcome to 3 Men in the Basement. I'm your host, Otto, coming to you live and direct from the grotto. And tonight we have a star-studded guest. We're not actually 3 Men in the Basement. We're 3 dudes in Connecticut who want to talk about comics. This is what I'd like to call the buyer's guide to Terrificon. We're going to have some people jumping on left and right. We're going to get going for a little bit, but I want to give a shout out to my boy Josh GRAV and Mike the Beast BENSTON for joining in and talking about this, because I know, not to exclude anybody, but this is all about Terrificon. And here in CT, I wanted to bring the shirts. Mike, I was looking for my shirt. I had it somewhere. I couldn't find it. And I just want you to know, I am that guy that wears the bands to the concerts. Okay.
Oh, yeah,
so
same.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm pretty excited about that. I'm going to give you guys some time to warm up. We got some comments going on. I have to mute my mic real quick. Josh, I'm going to let you, I got to throw you in this right now. I'm getting a phone call from my daughter, which is very unexpected. Right. So I'm going to mute myself and I'll let you guys just talk about, we'll start with how many days you're going to be there. And like that. This should take me all of 3 minutes, but give me one second.
Let me just go through the chat real quick and just say what's up to everybody first. So let's start off with Something Wong. What's up, man? First up, in buddy? Here. Comics Talk Weekly. Wesley Comics Collection. What's up, Future Specs? Copy 801. Aren't you supposed to be in here on this panel? Gene Malo, Wookie Fodder 80. That's a new one for me. Chinmo in here. Comic Book Human. That's also a new one for me. Future Specs. Joey, what's up, man? I'm assuming that's you. Whoa. Austin Irvin. Tabber 17. Man from Beantown, Benny Beans. What's up, man? Dave collects. Yeah. Also a new one. Dart Fluke. Philly Born 21. Wobbles. And I think that's it. So, okay. So while we wait for Otto, I guess we're going to just talk about how many days we're going to be at Terrificon. Mike, I don't know if you want to go first, since I just kind of went through the chat, or I will. I don't care.
Doesn't matter. Since you gave me the intro. So, yeah, I'm going to be there driving up all 3 days. What's nice about living in CT, as convenient as it is living, or going to the Mohegan Sun and spending the nights there, it is nice to be able to just drive up, and the money you could be spending on a room, you could put that towards a book or an autograph or something like that. So I will be there all 3 days, and looking forward to a great time. It's a great show. A lot of great members of the community are going to be there. A ton of them going to be able to meet for the first time in person. So I'm really looking forward to it.
Yeah. So before I get into something real quick, let me just say this, Joker from East Meets West Comics. Why don't you try getting in here a little sooner, and I'll shout your name out before I get to the end of the list. Okay. So like you said, pretty convenient being from Connecticut. I don't know how you feel about this, Mike, but like I personally, I don't like Connecticut personally. I really don't. There's nothing really good about Connecticut to me. However, comics is great in Connecticut, like phenomenal in Connecticut. Yeah. And obviously I think it's because, a lot of comics were born out of this area.
For sure.
Yeah. So, just the amount of shops you have here, the amount of collections you have here, the access that you have here. A lot of the, like the older writers or artists are also in this area as well. But, just being close to, the casino, which is even though it's not like the biggest casino, it is a well-known casino. And to have maybe arguably, I would say this is the biggest con, right? Since
of 2021. Absolutely.
Not even of 2021. I would say probably even through 2020, there was really,
there was nothing.
So this is the biggest one, I think.
I think so. And I think that's a great way to look at, because, New York hasn't happened yet.
Nope.
And who knows, God forbid the bottom falls out. And, if you're like, I'm not going to go to Terrificon, I'm going to wait till New York or Baltimore, and God forbid, the world goes back into shitter, then we're in trouble. Right. So, I think that's important.
I'm wondering if you're going to get like a lot more people than you usually would at Terrificon, just because, from what I hear, there's a lot of people flying in from, just not from the Northeast, from all over.
Correct.
Just to get that, that con feeling back again. So,
yep. I've been talking to some people that are coming from like the deep South, like Texas. There was somebody coming from Arkansas. And there is going to be a ton of people coming in, and you know what? People need this. People deserve this. They want to be around cons. They want that con vibe. People have been getting some money, it's just going to be a great time. And I'm wicked excited for you guys. This is like for us, I don't do New York, just because no reason whatsoever, but I enjoy, I put so much time at Terrificon, and we put so much time at Terrificon, that I think that's really what we really, really want to be at. So, Mike, I just want to ask you, how many days are you going for?
I'm going to be all 3 days.
All 3 days. All right. And now you're going to commute back and forth?
Yeah. I was talking to Josh. It's as much as I love the convenience of just waking up in your hotel room and just going down the elevator and you're there. Yeah. I figured the money spent on a room, and because I'm fortunate to be able to drive about an hour and a half, give or take, the money spent for a room can go towards a nice book or an autograph or something like that.
Sure. No, I agree with you on that. I definitely agree with you on that. Josh, you're going up Thursday, right? You'll be up there Thursday setting up?
Yeah, I'll be up there all 4 days. So Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
And then you're going to commute back and forth?
No, I'm No.
If I was selling, I would do the same. I'd probably do the same, honestly.
Yeah.
But I figure, maybe another time save some more money, but yeah.
Yeah, no, I agree with you on that. I agree. And it's interesting because Terrificon had a bunch of codes that you could use for it, but that was only a certain number of block of rooms, and that sold out very, very quickly. And then you're at the labor of whatever the weekend prices are at Mohegan, and those are at a premium. Then you have the offsite places, which are good because they will transport you. However, those places know that something's going on and they jack up their rates too. So it's really cyclical. So, but I thoroughly enjoy staying there. I'll tell you, one time we were there, and I'm a huge Flash Gordon fan, and I have been going to Terrificon since it moved from, was it Waterbury, Josh? Do you remember that?
This is my first Terrificon, bro.
Oh, wow.
This is your first Terrificon.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll give
Mike, you know this story, right?
So he used to set up in like the Trumbull Marriott. Or
Trumbull. Yes, right.
I forgot how many years. Then he went to the Bridgeport, and I'm going to call it the Harbor Yard, but the Webster now.
Right. So he was at Bridgeport. Yeah. So I was at Terrificon the year after that.
Same. That was my first as well.
That was absolutely. And what was fun about, and why I like staying in a hotel is because everybody else, like the artists and the featured guests, have to stay there. So I'll never forget, I was setting the kids up by the pool one morning, which was right next to the weight room. I get in the elevator, and there's Flash Gordon, my hero, and I'm like, Flash Gordon. He goes, well, I was 30 years ago. And I'm like, dude, you're still Flash Gordon to me, man. So shook his hand, got a quick signature, got a quick autograph. And then I went and met him lately. So that's what I really like about staying there. And that's just one of the things. But again, when you're out and about roaming, you're going to run into these people. I stood in line with Jim Starlin while he was checking in and made small talk with him. Just really, really, really neat stuff that I'm excited for. We got some more people that just jumped in. We got Emerald Knight. I know he'll be there. We got Benny Beans, man from Beantown. He's going to be there. So a lot of fun. Now, for cons like this, I don't know what your guys' mentality is do you, hunt out the first day? Do you go balls to the walls and start making deals? I know Josh and I like to do the dealer day where everybody's setting up because those are where all the deals are. Do you wait till Sunday? I'm a little bit of everything when it comes to it. Like when I was in Alaska, when I went to the Alaskan Minicon, which was a fantastic show, shout out to Aegis Comics of Alaska. I bought some books on Saturday, but I knew on Sunday I had some money in my pocket. When guys were taking stuff down, I was like, 30-40% off on some books, and I was able to jump on it. So Josh, at at the Old School Comic Show, Josh crushed it by 10 o'clock on Friday. So we want to get your opinion on this. Is it a little bit of everything, Josh, or dabble here, dabble there, without telling the industry secrets of Josh Grav? Tell us, a little bit about what you're going to do.
Well, yeah, on Thursday, I mean, I'll try to make deals. But from my understanding on Thursday, I don't know how early vendors can start setting up on Thursday.
Correct.
And I don't think we're going up there until like late afternoon. So I don't know how much dealing will be done on Thursday.
Yeah.
If there is, I guarantee I'll start doing it.
Yeah. Okay.
But I'm sure on Friday morning before the doors, open up for the general public, I'll be doing it. And so what I'll do, is on like dealer day, I won't really so much be going through like bins per se. I'll more take a look at everybody's wall books.
Yeah.
And if there's anything that like I really am looking for or really want, like that's what I'm going to go after first, especially because, a show like this, a lot of New York guys are going to come in, a lot of guys with deep pockets, and some of these bigger items, yeah, they cost a lot, but you kind of can't second guess. It's either pull the trigger or you just lost it.
It's going to be gone. Right. 100%. 100%.
Yeah. And oh, go ahead. Sorry.
No. And I was going to say, and sometimes you got to mention what books you're looking for, because a lot of these guys won't pull out the big books. Like our boy, Illusionary, he was looking for the first Doom, FF 5, and he asked the dealer, and it just happened to be that he had it behind the desk. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So those bigger books, sometimes you got to ask for them because they're not going to put everything out there, so that's interesting. Mike, what about you? What's the plan of attack? Like, come on, like, what is this attack pattern Delta? What are you going to do here?
So this is going to be a new game plan, because I've had a media pass the last few years I've gone.
Yes.
And I originally try to seek out what media guests I can get, and try to either get the interviews that day or try to at least set someone up for Saturday or Sunday.
Yeah.
However, I'm thinking this year I might focus more on the comics and interview more of the people from the community that I bump into, some vendors, and because kind of to mirror what you just said, those big books probably won't make it past Friday if they, had it, already been sold on Thursday. So I'll just off the top, one of the books I'm looking for is a little book I'll say is Avengers 8.
Okay, there you go.
I know if that book's there, that probably won't last too long. If the price is, and that's a big thing, if the price is right, I do have a grade and condition I'm looking for. But so I think I'm going to try to look for the main books on Friday. And then I have some, Saturday, I might look around as well. I'm going to be there anyway, but I might do more of, my stuff for my YouTube channel on Saturday, because I know a ton of people are going to be there on Saturday from the community. And then Sunday, it's, like you said, the bargain day. That might be a good day to, get some run fillers. But I'm excited. And, this whole thing could change, within a week.
Oh, of course. Everybody has a plan until you get punched in the face, to quote Mike Tyson,
Yeah.
So exactly. So Wobbles just had a question right here. So he says, what do you think is a decent amount of money to bring a big con like this? It usually $300 for the whole weekends.
25,000.
Yeah. Well, you got to, I just want to preface this. I'm a casino guy and I'm a comic guy, and whatever I was initially going to bring, I'm bringing triple now. So, and I have a family. First of all, I have a wife who enjoys the casino also. And I've got 3 kids that are relatively high maintenance as far as keeping them occupied. So, I save up for a year for this, to be honest with you guys. So I work extra shifts. I bring a good change, but I'm also going to bring some, books with us right now. I'm going to bring some books to maybe trade. I'm going to bring some equity, not looking to, move them, but if something happens, I definitely will. So, dude, we got a man on the drive right now. We got copy 801. I think he's coming in from his car. So let me see what's going on, dude. Dude, are you live in the car right now?
You got it. Live in the car. Just got off work. Figured I'd jump on for a wee bit.
All right, right on. All right. So Terrificon for you, right, my friend?
Absolutely, absolutely. I am going to be up there on Saturday. I got a full short box of stuff that I'm looking to get autographed, signed. So looking forward to that.
All right, and then some of the guys you're looking for.
Well, I'm gonna get Paul Giella to sign my Showcase 22. So that's
Of course.
That's the big boy. I'm gonna get Dan Jurgens. I'm going to get Jerry Ordway. He's gonna sign some stuff.
Yeah.
Also, Jimmy Palmiotti and Amanda Connor. I'm gonna have them sign a bunch of books too.
Right. Awesome. All right. So I'm gonna bring in my main man also coming in live. We got my main man, Illusionary, with the Hulk 181 behind him. My man is rolling in style right now. Good for you, my friend. Thank you for joining us.
Hey, what's going on, Everett?
Good to see you. You got my man, Copy 801. You got Josh GRAV in the house. And it's just going to be amazing to have all you guys at Terrificon in one space. And Mike just jumped off, but I'm going to bring him back in a second. And then let's see. All right. So we have our full cast of characters right now. So we were just talking about our plan, what we're going to do. Copy 801 is just going to be there for the day, right? So you got to do everything on Saturday, right, my man?
Yeah, unfortunately, I got tickets for the whole weekend, but I started a new job and I can't really ask them, a couple weeks in for 3 days off on a weekend. So
yeah, that sucks. Work sucks.
Yeah, but hey, listen, more money, more pay. But one day, I'll take it. I'll take one day over nothing.
No, for sure. Absolutely. And now I'm going to defer this to X. Well, how many days, man? How long are you hanging out?
Well, actually, we should be there the 3 full days. Everything goes
3 full days.
I'll get there late on Friday, but I'll be there Saturday and Sunday for sure.
And grinding right away, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I love it. Here, I'm going to see if I can. Let's see. We're going to do it like this. I'm going to exit that. I'm just trying to make this happen the right way. It's tough when you don't have your executive producers and you're running it all. So, yeah, for sure. So we just had a good question. I want to field questions and we'll just go. And maybe X, this might be a great question for you because we did bring up your FF5. Do you look to trade with other collectors and dealers only? I'll trade with anybody. You know what I mean? Like I've got deals with other people that are coming on. I believe our books have equity, and X at the last 2 years ago at Terrificon, you made a big trade for a big FF book, right?
That's right.
All right. And a little bit, I know you were on our show once before and you did talk about that, but just, you had some books without me telling the story. Why don't you give us a skinny on it?
Yeah. So, I went to the show with intention of finding FF5. I didn't know how I was going to do it, but I had a little plan in my mind. I'm like, maybe I can move a couple books. So I bought some books that might be of interest. They're not really that crazy. So I bought a New Mutants 98. I had a Silver Surfer #3, a First Mephisto. So I had some decent keys. Okay.
Yeah.
So I was like, these books may have some value. So I got to get in the realm of getting like a 2.5, maybe a 2.0, 2.5, maybe a 3.0 if I can pull it off. And I was looking around every booth, couldn't find one, right? Couldn't find not one. But I actually asked one, asked him.
Right, and I did mention that. Yeah.
I said, you know what? Why don't I just ask him? Like, what if he just has it somewhere, stashed somewhere? I asked the guy, like in FF5, he's like, sure. He pulls it right out from the bottom of the
Oh my God.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I was like, look, I came here to look for that book. What do we gotta do to make it happen? I was like, you know what? How about some trading cash? And I'm like, you know what? How about all my books? So I said, what do you got? So I said, look, they're all keys, decent grades. So I gave it to him. I think one had a stand sig. I think the SS3 had a stand sig. So that was something that, commanded a little bit premium on it. But the guy took the books. And I'm sure right now, if he still had them, he sold them, he was able to make a good turnaround because you see what New Mutants 98 is doing, right? And
right.
SS3 had a little, spurt up there. So if he kept them that long, he probably made out pretty good. But at that time, as you know, FF5 was like hot. Yeah. It was coming up. And we did the trade, and I was happy. I was actually shocked I was able to actually pull that off,
Wait, just books for the book or books and cash?
Books for the book.
That's awesome.
That's phenomenal.
I can't remember. I know I had a New Mutants 98, and I know I had an SS3. It might have been another a Silver Surfer book too. I just can't remember which exact ones it was. I think I might have mentioned it last show, but they definitely were first appearances, and they were enough to actually mount the value of the FF5. Because
That's a great move, dude. Power play move. And again, X, I love to tell the story. One of the books you actually won, right?
Yes, I believe
Yeah,
so. One of the books I won.
That's phenomenal. I'm telling you.
It was one of the New Mutants 98. I think it was the New Mutants 98 that I won. So
Yeah.
it just made it even better.
Yeah, it's just made it absolutely better. So, man, just these are things that I think are very important that people should know, because there are other ways other than cold hard cash, man. Dealers need books to sell also, and that's important. And I think everybody should realize that. And that's one of the things that we'll talk about. Now, we're going to flip over. You know, I've got a little schedule of things that we want to talk about, but what we're going to do is I got a great question. This is a great lead in from Terry Vaughn. Terry Vaughn is saying, Otto, what books are you looking for at the show? All right. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm looking for, oh boy, I'm looking for a few books. Let me see. I'm going to highlight myself if I can do this right. So I am looking for, Josh, what's the Doom Ditko book?
What?
Spider-Man.
Oh, number 5.
5. I was going to say 6. If I walked out with an ASM 5 at a 3.5, and maybe if I was able to get that for cash and a trade, I'd be happy. I'm a huge Ditko fan. I'm a huge Doom fan. And this book is very important to me because Ditko wasn't done by Doom quite often. And to have that in the PC, I think is a lot of fun. And I'm working on my early ones. What grade I would like that in? 3.5 to 5, maybe, is what I think is in my wheelhouse. That's kind of what I'm looking for. Also, I saw my boy Uncle Frank unboxed a nice Daredevil 168, and it brought me back to when I was a kid, the first appearance of Elektra. I remember the death of Elektra like I was reading like a textbook. It was just such a great book for me, and I don't own that book. I have one in my PC that I owned as a kid, and it's all dinged up. But for collector purposes, I'd love to have that. I'd like to get that book somewhere in a 9.2. And, you know, if the price is right, I'll look at that. And then if I hit the blackjack table well, and if I hit a slot well, and somebody's got a first Groot, I'm buying a first Groot, you know? So, you know, if the cards are falling my way and I'm getting a couple of blackjacks, and if you guys think I'm excitable at cons, wait till you see me at a con at a blackjack table when I just doubled down on $250 and I've got an 11. I mean, you want to talk about Frank the Tank and karate chopping, man. But and I'll tell you why I love a first Groot, because my kids, you know, have been watching Guardians of the Galaxy constantly. And although the Groot, you know, in the comic book in the early first appearance is nothing like the Groot there, I think it would just be a fun book for them to have as like a legacy of Guardians of the Galaxy. And I think Groot is a great character. I really fell in love with the character. And that's a book you don't see often. That's like a Fin Fang Foom book. Again, if I can find a first Groot, you know, in a 2.5 or 3.5 for a book that old, I might go after it. So, you know, those are the books that I'm actively looking for. I'm going to be looking for G.I. Joe's Raw. You guys know that. I'll be looking for Transformers. I'll be looking for Voltron's, Thundercats, you know, all the 90s stuff that I'll be looking for. I will run the gamut as far as buying slabs and, you know, go for the dollar books, because that's what I'm after for. Priority, casino or comics. For this weekend, it's both, man. It really is both. I'm just a ball of electricity, and I'll be honest with you, after Terrificon, I am dead for a week. I need about a week to recharge my batteries, and I think everybody does, because it's nonstop. It's really nonstop. Like, once you walk out, you're not just going to your hotel, you're going to the casino floor, or you're going to a restaurant, or you walk up to X and he's sitting at a bar, or you walk up to the butcher and he's, you know, sending Donnie Cates a shot at like the Irish pub. And it's just going to be amazing, and it should be a lot of fun. So those are the things that I'm going to go for, and I'm just going to go down the line. And you guys, if you're, you know, give us an ideas of what you're looking for. So I'm going to highlight that guy, and we'll see what Josh is going to go after. So, all right, Josh, what's on the game plan? Like, if you had the game plan in front of you, what are we looking at?
So this show is going to be a little bit different for me. I was thinking about this the other day. There's not many things left that I need to get. Obviously, trying to close off that Spider-Man 1 through 100 run, 80 or above. So really, I'm just looking for number 4, 6, and 7 in an 8.0
God damn.
off white to white
Jesus.
or above.
Yeah, nice. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah. So like, if I could get one of those, like, just even if I could get all three, I'd be ecstatic. But
Sure.
like number 6, I would say is probably my most favorite read between AF-15 and number 10. I
Yep.
think that's the best story. But number 6 is incredibly hard to get above straight up off-white pages. Like,
Okay.
very hard for some reason. A lot of them you'll see cream to off-white or straight up off-white. Still need an ASM 1. An 8.0 is going to be kind of pushing it. I think 7.0 is probably going to be 7.0, maybe 7.5, if I could get it for the right price.
Yep.
A low-grade AF-15 obviously is in play, again, for the right price. Will it be at a con? Probably not. An FF5, I dropped that. I went in on an 8.5 like 4 months ago, lost on that. But like, I think I could still pull maybe like a 7, maybe a 7.5. But like, the one book that I would say that like I need to really get, it's one of the few left that I need, is ASM 16. And while it's like definitely not like one of my favorite books, I would say,
Yep.
it's a book that I think is gonna. It's already started to climb, obviously, just because what hasn't, number 1, and number 2, because of the rumors of Matt Murdock being in Spider-Man,
Mhm.
and then even like I think today or yesterday, I guess they're doing reshoots for Spider-Man, and what's his name, the guy that plays Daredevil, canceled whatever show that he was going to be at for filming reasons.
Really?
So,
Okay.
so it's really looking like that this is 100% that he's going to be in that Spider-Man movie, not as Daredevil, just as Matt Murdock.
That's Matt Murdock, right?
Yeah, and I don't really want to be paying like $4,000 for ASM 16.
But it is an iconic cover, Josh. It is a great cover.
Great, fine, but like I don't want to be paying that money for that book.
Sure,
You know
sure.
what I mean?
This is definitely, yes. Charlie Cox is playing him, the great actor. So this is like before. This is like future specking. Like, shout out to Future Specs for doing it. So I agree with that, man. That's a great move. That's a great move.
And like,
No.
I mean, most likely, I'm not banking on any of those books being there in those grades, but maybe they will be.
Sure.
But like the only couple things that I really need left is like I said, an FF5, a Werewolf by Night 32, and a GSX, and that's really it. Like, I've got
Sure.
everything else that I've really ever wanted.
Right, and that's good, and that's something. And I can actually, once we wrap this up, I'll actually tell you what I'm actually going for, because I'm kind of in that same boat, and I've got some ideas for some sketches that I'm going to get. So while he's driving, I hope he doesn't get a ticket right here. I'm going to pull this over to Copy 801, and we'll see what without that. So you got to do this all in one day, my man. Right?
Yep. I'm
All right.
for this. So no hands. No
Yeah.
hands.
There we go. All right.
So my goal is I'm going to be hitting the back issue bins, because I'm going to be looking for some run filler.
Gotcha.
So I've got a bunch of runs that I need 10 or less issues for. So I'm going to be looking for that. The book that I would love to find, if I could find an Action Comics 252 Raw for under $1,000, I would probably try and jump on it, as long as everything is still attached.
Okay.
But
And 252, Action Comics 252, remind me is what, just so I know?
that's the first appearance of Supergirl. I have everything else except her first appearance.
Really?
Yeah, I've got.
That's a great book to have.
I'm collecting the Adventure Comics run right now, so I'll be looking for that too. But I'll be trying to look for that. If I could find a first appearance of Constantine that's really low, a nice raw copy for less than $200. If I can negotiate it down, I'll get that. But I'm just gonna hit the back issue bins and see what I could find.
Okay. No, I love it. I love it. That's good. That Action Comics 252, that is a great book. When I was in New Hampshire, a vendor had that at a 4.5, And that's a book that I saw that book recently or whatever, or I had the cash, I didn't do all my SIGs, I would have went after, because that's a book at a 4 or 5 I definitely would have cracked and tried to get a 5 out of it. So, that's it. But that's a hot book right there. I hope you get that book, man. I hope somebody has it, because I think DC keys are getting harder and harder to find. And it's only a matter of time before the market levels out with the DC keys versus the things. And this is my own opinion. And here we go. I'll just do this real quick. This is my own opinion. I honestly feel that, I don't know how to say this, a Silver Age DC key at a 3.5 is equal to a Marvel DC key at like a 5.0, because DC keys are a little bit earlier. They were a little bit less, I don't want to say I'm saying this the right way, like taken care of. So I think that's important. So, I mean, that's kind of like the way I use my I don't know how to say it, how I justify it, like a 3.5.
The grading curve.
The grading curve. Yes. Thank you. So,
they definitely are in more rough shape. I could tell you just from the back issues that I've even found from the late Silver Age.
Yep.
They're especially the Giants. The Giants, the spine is destroyed. The cover's hanging on by like a thread the whole way down.
Yep.
They were red. Like, you take them, roll them up, put them in your pocket, and that was it.
That's it. You got a Superman book, put it in your pocket. Oh, look, I got the first appearance of Supergirl. Let me roll it up, put it in my backpack. Are you kidding me? Or fold it up and put it in your back pocket. That's just nuts. Well, I appreciate that. That's a good thing to do, man. I hope you're able to dig and do all those things. So I'll let you get out of your car and jump in when you're set up. All right. So copy's coming back. All right.
Sounds good.
All right. Awesome. Mike, I'm going to highlight you right now. And if you want to just give us your plan of attack, is there a big key you're going? Like you already said, the Avengers is a big key you're going after. But what would be on the wish list other than the Avengers 8?
So, because I'm also, the big horror guy, I'm really trying to complete a lot of the 70s Marvel's horror. So I'm looking for Marvel Spotlight 2, which is the first Werewolf by Night, as well as the Werewolf by Night #1.
Well, hold on a second. I want to say something. You just got a Werewolf by Night 32, didn't you?
I did, and I haven't been that happy in a long time. Shout out to Greg MTG on Instagram, running King Khan. I'm very picky with what raffles I go into, because when I do, I'm gonna go all in. And he had a Werewolf by Night 32, and that's one of the few that was on my big checklist, and I was able to win it. I, put in a name for the main raffle, did some minis, some sub minis. But
did you win the sub minis too? You had a few spots out of that, man. I don't, like. I'm going to divert this conversation because if we're talking about the casino, if we're talking a little bit about gambling, if we've got some players in the house, which I think we all are, to win that book is huge. And I was actually very fortunate to win it twice. So the fact that you won it also. When I got into one mini and then I saw you were in it, and I said I'm just being greedy. I'm bouncing out. So when I saw that you won, I was very happy for you. You know what I mean? So
definitely, and it's I've been fortunate through him because I was able to get an FF49, which might be my all-time favorite comic book cover. Big FF fan, big Galactus fan.
Yeah.
And then I actually won a first Vision through him as well.
Jeez, all right. So you've done a good run right here, man.
It's been a while, and then when I saw that book's only gonna grow, as you guys all know. So when I saw that, I'm like, I'm gonna go for it, and
right. I do want to ask you one question, Mike, because I know you're setting up. You have a booth at the Nearman Expo, which will be in Rhode Island, that Roy Thomas will be at. Are you going to be looking to buy inventory? Like, are you if you can grab some stuff, are you going to be going after inventory and things? Like, is that on your agenda?
Definitely. I do have a good amount of inventory, but you can never have too much.
No, right, exactly.
And thanks to you, I've been scooping up Joe's when I can.
Yeah, there you go. And John Byrne FFs, right?
Oh, you know it. Those books, exactly. And if I find a book for a good price, I'm like, if it's a spec book, I'll definitely be interested in it as well. But with Terrificon being like my favorite comic convention, and a good opportunity where you can get some of those big books, where you don't have to worry about eBay fees, and so it's going to be a little bit of both. But definitely always looking for inventory. Also, FF. Is it 56 is the one right before the Cocoon, I believe, right?
Yes. Yep.
That one, because it's going to be hard. I have been working on FF, as much as I can. I have a good chunk of the first 1 through 100, but they're more of the later issues. That's one of the ones I don't have. I do have the first Cocoon, but I'm looking for that one. Going back to horror, I regret going to CliffsCon. One of the first times I went to CliffsCon, I saw a first print of Creepshow, and I have not seen that book at a convention since.
Really? Oh, that's awful. That's it. We've all been in that boat, I'm sure.
So that's an awesome Bernie Wrightson cover too. Being a horror guy, so that's one I'll be keeping on the radar. Another one, we just speak of DC Keys. I'm looking at Flash 139, first Reverse Flash. Love the cover. He's one of my favorite villains. That's a book. Every time I see one on eBay, it's either it goes for a crazy amount of money or the condition's not right. So if there's one for a good condition, I might have to jump on that, because now's the time to get those DC Keys.
No, I agree with you. I agree with you on that. We just got some new guys that are jumping in. Man from Beantown said he's had a bad run. Hey, man, trains go east, trains go west. We've got my boy Chris, Vancouver Comic Jumpies going on. Commerce of Comics. We've got the Dark Lord himself jumping on with us. And Swaggle House is jumping on with us. So really cool. And now I'm going to turn it over to my boy X. And we're going to find out what X is going to go after. So it's always good to hear what X is going to give it to you at Terrificon. So, X, what's on the plan, man? Tell me what big ballers are going to buy this weekend. I got you and Josh on. I'm just a little guy hanging around compared to you guys. So what are we going to go after?
Hopefully you can hear me, because for something's going on my feed. It's a lot of kickback, so I'm not sure if you guys can hear me. So, to be honest, I really didn't have a big plan. Like, I wasn't looking going after the big grails. I have the books I want, but there are some books that I want in a high grade. Like,
okay,
for example, I want Avengers Annual #2 in high grade. Does everyone know?
Okay,
Avengers Annual #2, the king size annual?
I couldn't even tell you what the cover looks like.
All right, it's got New Avengers versus the old Avengers, right?
Yep.
One of Kang's alternate selves' first appearance.
Really? Okay, good move. You heard that right here, folks. You heard that right here. Okay.
Skull Centurion's first appearance. That's the issue right before Doom's Time Machine.
Yeah.
So I think that book's going to play a big part. I'm trying to get a 9.4 in that. I had an 8.0 signed by Thomas, but I need a 9.4 in that. You need a
9.4. Look at that. You don't need. Look at that. You want that 9.4. Look at you, man. You're about that.
I don't think it's really high price now. It's funny. I want to go after it. Someone bought it like immediately after that show.
Really?
It was a 9.4 that was lit. It's gone. It's gone. And it was the price is so far I couldn't believe it. But after that, now you can't really find it. That book is very hard to find in high grade, and it's there's a limited amount of copies out there. No one really cared about it, but now I think that's a book that people have some interest in. So I want that book. I also want to get the first Swordsman, and if I can find a 9.0 or better, I'll be with that. X-Men. Okay. I want to get.
All right, here we go. Drop the hammer for the mutants. Here we go.
Yeah. So I do want to get a higher graded Juggernaut.
Yep.
All right. So I had 2 copies. Still have 1 left. So I want to get at least an 8.5 in that.
Now, are you going to bring your old one as equity to trade, or yeah? Good move. Good move. Good move. Okay.
Once it comes, just to put a little equity in it, and if I can find an 8.5, I may go for that. That might be the biggest purchase right there.
Yeah, love it.
8.5's not pennies, but those are the books I really want.
Yeah, no, I mean you gotta have a shoot. You gotta shoot for the plan. You gotta go after it. And I think that's good because we're all gonna be there.
If I can find some Firelord copies, some nice high grade Firelords, that's what I'm after too.
Yeah, you know what I just picked up? I just picked up the Amazing Spider-Man copy. I forgot what number it is. 2 something where Spider-Man is given
263, I think, or
263, where he's giving Firelord the beatdown. You know.
Yes.
And that book is slab worthy, to be honest with you. That book is coming in good, you know. So
Such an amazing cover.
it's a great cover. It's a great cover from back in the day, and that's a book that I bought off the rack. So that's really, really cool. All right. So what we're gonna do now is I'm gonna bring it back to the full length. I'm gonna put everybody up so we can see everybody.
Oh, you know what other book I want? If wow, there's some serious feedback. Are you guys hearing that?
Yeah. No, I don't hear it on you, but
Hang on.
That was good.
Good. Yeah, there
Yep.
we go. Okay. So I think I've seen one ever, and I love Killmonger. Love Killmonger. I've like 5-6 copies of his first appearance. High
No
grade.
sh-
I need that book in a 9.8. I
look
need
at that. Look at that.
I need it. And I will pay for it too. I
Yeah.
need it. Yeah.
No, I agree with you on that. I agree. And going to pick up the Moon Knight. Yes. So this is a question that I have, and I don't know the facts of this, and I really wish I had a video, a picture of this. So Fat Daddy-O said, are you guys going to pick up the Moon Knight one, Werewolf by Night homage? Yes. So that is done by Ken Lashley. Okay, that's a Ken Lashley variant. It's a Terrificon exclusive only.
Oh,
I reached out to Ken Lashley to see if he would be there, but he's not listed on the artists for some reason. So I don't know if Ken Lashley will be there or what he's doing, but he did a sick homage to Werewolf by Night 32, and I am definitely buying a couple of those. X, have you seen that? Have you seen that those variants?
No, to be honest, I haven't seen it.
No, it's
For the new
out
Moon
there.
Knight book?
It's out of this world.
Yeah, Burke Nasty 54 did a video on it and put it on his Instagram page, and so did Ken Lashley. And it's a virgin variant to Werewolf by Night 32, and Lashley absolutely murdered it. But I don't know if he's going to be there, so that's interesting. And I did reach out to him on Instagram, but I haven't heard. So
I had to watch the video.
thank you, Fat Daddy-O, for doing that.
Have you,
Mike,
have you
did you hear about that?
I haven't. I when you first said Moon Knight, I thought you were talking about the Ramita homage, which is like a 1 in 50 variant, which is also awesome.
No. Let me see. Let me see if I'm going to pull it up right now, and I'm going to do it on my phone. I'm going to be a little ghetto when I do this, but I just want to show it to you. Let's see, because this is a great talking point, and for me, this came out of nowhere. As far as like a variant, a con exclusive variant.
And if you haven't read it yet, Moon Knight 1, it's really good.
Yeah, is it really?
Yeah.
All right. So can you guys see that?
Oh, that's awesome.
And that's on Burke Family 54, his Instagram page. And he did that and kind of talked about it. So it's an homage. It's a trade dress is $14.99. There's only 3,000. The version is 40. There's only 1,000 of those, and the set is $50. I'm going to pick up a bunch of those because you can see the top one is the version, and there's the trade, and then it's got the Terrificon logo. And for me, I'd like to think that I was up on Terrificon, but to see that come out of nowhere,
Yeah.
I was pretty shocked by that. So
is that going to be at the table?
yeah, it might be at a table. It might be at the Terrificon table. I really don't know. I'm trying to get a hold of Ken Lashley via Instagram to find out. I might have TiVo reach out to him because I know. Oh, the 6-1 Comics is releasing a few tonight. Oh, for those that can't make it. Okay, so yeah, I don't know, but that's pretty interesting. So we'll do that. All right. So that's something I'm going to go after. Something that I'm going to do is what I'm going to go after is I told you I was going to go after the Groot if they have it. Definitely a Daredevil 168. If the tables are playing well, you know, who knows? Maybe I'll get that ASM. I don't know, depending on what I'm trading. But what I'm going to do is I reached out to Ron Leary Jr. And I met Ron Leary in New Hampshire, and I'm kind of diverting my collection or what I'm collecting to different things to stuff that I personalize in. So, and I got this from my boy Justin Nemesis Prime as far as sketches. So when I was in New Hampshire, I had Ron Leary do a version of Phoenix for me in battle armor, where it's at TGC right now, and it's fantastic. Where he's holding a Phoenix she's holding a Phoenix, full on red hair, battle armor on an X-Men Virgin variant, and Ron Leary killed it. I then reached out to Elias Chadzudis, who was there, And Elias Chatzounis don't speak good English. He is Greek right off the boat. And I wanted to have him do a version of Jean Grey with big 80s hair and a leather jacket. What I got was Jean Grey looking like Olivia Newton-John from Grease, okay? Which I'm okay with, but it's not what I asked for. So I found a Virgin variant for a Teen Titans book, and I'm going to have Ron Leary do a version of Deathstroke for me, but as Jean Grey. So if you can picture a female Jean Grey in Deathstroke armor, and I'm going to do the Mike Zeck homage. That's the pose that I want to do her in. So, which actually is the homage to the Joke Stroke cover, the Joker right there. So I'm going to try to do that. And I'm going to reach out to George Deep, who gave me a great idea about doing a Captain America homage of Jean Grey. And instead of having the star on the shield, it's going to be the Phoenix logo. And then if I'm brave enough and find another artist, I've got a Thanos blank variant where I might have Jean Grey do a version of Jean Grey, but holding the gauntlet, the Infinity Gauntlet. Mm-hmm. Again, these are just dreams. If the money is there, I'll go after it. But those are some things that I'm going to go after with the individual artists there. So I'm excited for that. We've got a few other people jumping on. We got X bouncing in and out. We've got No Good Comics. He's going to come on with us pretty soon. But here's what I want to do. I want to just go over. I made a slide of some of the vendors that will be there. And we can actually talk about whether or not we have dealt with them, or maybe if any of you guys have dealt with them. So we'll go in and out. And if you guys have heard of these guys, just let me know. Let's see. We're going to start with this one. Hey, 3 Men in a Basement are going to be there. Those guys are a bunch of scrubs. They're going to be at booth H8 in Artist Alley. Power Kid Comics is going to be there. Now that's my brother. He's an independent comic book artist, and he draws comic books for kids. He'll be there. So if you've got young kids and you want to get them into comics, please show up and get that done. We've got Very Gary. Very Gary's got 2 tables, and I have a diagram of that for booth 411 and 510. Now, Anthony's original art, 600 and 501. I assume that's Anthony, right? That's Jimmy the Greek son, right? Is that the truth behind him? He's a New Yorker. Are you familiar with him, Anthony?
Yes.
Yeah.
One of my good friends does a lot of business with him.
Okay, that's the original art, right?
Yeah. Yep. That's him.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is he really Jimmy the Greek son?
I don't know.
That's a rumor.
I hear something about that, but
okay. All right. Well, we'll leave it at that. Now, this is a vendor I've never heard of. Big Dude Comics. Josh, Mike, ever heard of that guy at all?
Nope.
Okay. And I like this because as we go through this list, there are going to be a lot of vendors that we're not familiar with. So that, you know what that tells me? Different inventory, right?
Yeah.
So we love the different inventory. The Comic Mint is going to be there. The Comic Mint is going to be there doing CGC witnessing. They're also going to have Shannon Mayer at their booth. So I think that's really neat.
Shannon Mayer, Mansfield, Connecticut.
Mansfield, Connecticut boy, right, Josh?
Yeah.
There we go. Shout out to
I don't know if he's from Connecticut, but he lives in Connecticut.
He lives in Connecticut, and the Comic Mint is, in the southern part. Sensational Comics, they have 2 tables, so they must have some good inventory. 201 and 300. Anybody ever heard of those guys? Nope. All right. And then how about Next Generation Comics? Now take a look at this. They've got a whole 4 block.
Yeah.
So they're taking up 4 tables. So Next Generation Comics might have some inventory, and those are some. That's the first round of people that I thought were interesting, and I like that because Josh and Mike know when we go to our Plainville show, it's 9 out of 10 times the same people, which is fine. But whenever there's a new vendor that's in the left-hand corner or in the right-hand corner, I will often go and see what their inventory is all about, because those are guys that are, on the list, but don't necessarily make it permanently. Right, Josh?
That's right.
Right. And Mike knows when we go to Plainville, you see J&S Collectibles, you see the Comic Cabana, you see the old guy who lives out of his van, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Coffee and comics are usually set up there now. And, obviously you've got art and art from the Eye Opener there too. But it's good to have new vendors. And I really enjoy looking through this because it's new inventory, So I think that's pretty neat. So we've got, let me see, we've got who is your favorite artist? All right. So we're going to field a couple questions before we go to the next slide. Who is your favorite artist writer you're looking forward to seeing most at Terrificon? I'll start. I am looking forward to getting Michael Golden to sign our 3 Men in the Basement Christmas card. I'm excited for that. And I'm also excited to have Joe Giella on Saturday sign that Christmas card because he is iconic. Okay. And we're still going to field that question, but I think we have my mutant brother in the house. Without further ado, I'm going to bring my main man.
Oh.
No Good Comics. I'm going to highlight you. Thank you very much for joining us, Justin. I know your time is very limited, so I'm going to give you center stage right now. So the inside joke between Justin, my mutant brother, and myself, we actually share the same birthday, right?
Yes, sir.
Not the same month, the same birthday.
Yep, spot on.
So we're excited for that. So, Justin, we've been on for about an hour, and we've been talking about our game plans for Terrificon and who we're looking to see and how this is a different beast. And I'm going to give you the floor. I'm going to ask you a few questions and just kind of chime in either way. And guys in the live chat, if you have any questions for Justin, please let us know. Or guys on our panel tonight, please let us know. So first of all, thank you very much for coming on 3 Men in the Basement, my friend. Good to see you.
Thank you for having me, man. I appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely. And I knew it was important because I wanted to have people on from that are going in for Terrificon.
Yeah.
And so tell us the game plan. 2 days, 3 days, 4 days, maybe. What's your plan? And I know you were just at a casino recently.
I was hanging out with Roger.
Yeah, I know. I didn't invite me though, so that's okay.
Well, first I want to say, thanks for having me on. Thanks for the invite. I'm really excited to go to this event and be back. On top of that, I also want to just give a shout out to Mike because Mike, this is our first time streaming together, bro. So
I know.
Good to see you in virtual person ish.
Yeah.
Likewise.
Yeah,
Long
man.
time coming.
Yeah, absolutely, man. And many more, man. Many more.
Definitely.
And of course, we got Illusionary Comics, X-Man. Dude, good to see you, brother. Been on plenty of streams with you before. So hope you're well. And Josh, man. Josh, I've seen you on streams, NY Warriors, all that good stuff, man. I like the content you put out there. So much respect for everything that you're doing. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Yeah, for me, Otto, I'm going for 2 nights. I'll be there Friday night. I'm driving up. And then I'll be, we'll stay there. I got tickets for Saturday, all day Sunday.
Right on. Okay.
I probably will be. Yeah. I mean, we plan to stay there, drive home Sunday night sometime. So,
well, hey, if the dice are falling your way, you might stay Sunday.
Yeah. If everything goes well, we did take Monday off. My girlfriend and I took Monday
all right.
off.
So hey, you know what?
Yeah.
You know what? You roll the dice and they fall your way, and who knows? You might be staying Sunday. So
yeah, exactly. So I get out of work at like 5 o'clock Friday. So we're just gonna ride up after then. Probably not get up till like 9 or 10 at night, but we'll settle in. If some people are out at the bars or something, we're gonna be hungry at that point. So maybe meet up with some friends then, and then. We'll certainly hit the tables Friday night. That's
sure. So listen, you got to do me a favor. If I run into you and it's around 10 o'clock and then we start hanging out and it hits 11 o'clock, you have the responsibility of say, Otto, go back to your room. You got an early morning. So go ahead and tell. And any of you guys can tell me that if you see me at 11 o'clock at night, okay? Because you all have free will to tell me, and I'll I don't want to tell my wife to say like a scolded dog, but I will definitely know because it'll be if I'm still going at 11 o'clock and I've been there since 7 o'clock in the morning, it's going to be a long day for me. So the next day, so
I will be a bad influence, Otto. So I'm just
I appreciate that. Hey, listen,
you see
all you
me,
guys
run to the
yeah,
side.
exactly. Hey, what's up, dude? I'll see you later.
Yeah. Good to see you. Gotta go.
Yeah. Justin, game plan for you, big book signatures. I mean, if there's a big baller book, what's your big baller book?
Well, so I mean, I think a lot of this, as you're saying, like a lot of this is going to depend on how the tables treat me over the weekend. I wasn't necessarily planning to, go big per se, but I am, I do have my eye on some big books that I will always, if it's for the right price, I'm ready to pull the trigger. So I've been eyeing the Hulk 180. I've been wanting Hulk 180 for a long time, so I feel like that's something that's still in range for me and what I'm comfortable with. So that's a book right there. And then I'm trying to get filler books for my X-Men run, my 94 through 143. That's my my Cockrum and John Byrne stuff.
Right.
I'm 6 issues away altogether.
Wow.
Right on. All right.
So I got
Justin, I'm going to pause you right there because we got a shout out from our boys from the NY Warriors.
Nice.
And you know what? Since we are going to be at a casino, there's going to be a lot of this flying around. So, let me see where it is. I can't find it. My stream's all lighted. So, you know what? When we're at a casino, we're just going to be. Very kind of you to do that. So we're going to leave your comment up there right there. So thank you. All right. So the price is right. Now you don't need 129 through 135 though, right?
No,
you don't need that.
Thanks to you. No, I
yeah,
don't
right.
need
That was a leading question right there, dude.
No, I'm missing like 138 is a book that I know there's just so many out there. Cyclops leaving the team like that. Yep. I'm not worried about. I'll get when the time is right. The big books of what I need left is issue 100 and issue 101.
Oh, big good books. Okay.
So those two, I need 109. 116 and 118. So those are all the books. I'm looking for if I can get them raw and for a reasonable price. I know obviously some of those are bigger keys, but even to walk away with a 116, 118, fairly decent grade is what I'm looking for. Maybe a 6 or 7 or higher. But yeah, so that's where I'm at. And then there's some new modern books that I'm looking for. I think that Wolverine negative space variant that's been out there for a while.
The yellow cover.
Yeah, man. Like anytime I'm like, I know it's like probably just not. I don't know if there'll ever be a good time to buy that per se, but I just want that damn thing. So
that is a good book. It is a good, especially being a Wolverine fan and a mutant guy. That is a good book. So, yeah. All right. Before you go anywhere, Short Box Birdie just is saying, hey, listen, if he's there on Sunday, he's just hoping Josh saves him some books. So,
I make no promises.
No promises. Justin, that X-Men 109, first Vindicator, right?
Yeah.
Hotness, right
cover
there.
And everything. Yep. Yeah, that's probably gonna. I mean, that that falls under keys for sure. I mean, that has a little bit more of a cost to it than 116 or 118 or anything like that. But whatever I can get. We lost Otto.
Well, we lost Otto.
There we go. Sorry about that. No, this is what happens. Yeah, we lost the host. My God, where'd he go?
You bamfed.
Yeah, really. I bamfed out of here. Awesome. So that's good. And then, filler keys. And can I dare use the spec word here on 3 Men in the Basement? Are there any books that you're going to go after? Maybe get on the cheap for long-term spec, or something that you think you're buying up? I'll be honest with you. I'm buying all the Burn FF keys. You guys know I'm 244, 245. All those books I'm buying up. Frankie Ray is the Herald of Galactus. I'm buying that. I'll buy any Terex, the Tamer, even though I got it at 9.8 for $90, but I'm not going to talk about that. But anyway, I got that guy fired. But anything that you would want to say without giving out all your industry secrets, anything like?
I mean, well, first you mentioned the FF Burns stuff. I'm glad I actually just completed that run of Burns FF, like right before the pandemic. I completed that whole thing. So
good move.
All of them like dollar books, $2-3 books, things like that. So kind of, happy that I got that out of the way now with all these other things coming up. But I mean, like I'm a fan of a lot of the newer modern books. Like if I see We Live issue number 1 from Aftershock, if I can get that for a fair price, like that's a book that I'm down to buy a few of. I mean, I have a couple already, and I would like a 9.8. And so the more raw books that I can send in to potentially get one, the better chance. So that's a book that I personally want. Other than that, I want Sweet Tooth, but I don't, this is just not the time to probably be buying that per se. But who knows? With the right amount of drinks and everything else, you never know what you want to buy. Other than that, nothing really. I'm really hooked on a lot of the modern stuff right now. So a lot of like the TV show spec and things like that, I've kind of stayed away from for the most part. I'm just getting back into hunting. So I don't know, who knows? That might change if I'm starting to go through books again through bins. I just started going back to my LCS a couple months ago, just getting back into the gist of hunting. So, who knows? Maybe that hunger will kind of come back. So.
All right. Any artists in particular that you want to meet? Any SIGs that you're going to go after? Are you looking to get any books signed and submitted?
Maybe Klaus Janson.
Yes. Okay. Exactly. That's
there.
another signature I want to go after. Klaus. Yeah.
Yeah. I wouldn't mind getting like my Daredevil like 181 signed by him.
Ooh, good
Potentially.
move. Good
Some of
move.
my favorite Daredevil covers.
Yes, we
And,
were just talking about that because I'm going after a first Electra. I think you just got a
yeah.
book for me right there. That's a great move. See, that's why I hang out with people smarter than me because I can't think of this stuff all the time. But Daredevil 181, and I was, and I'm going to interrupt you right here. I'm going to go on a little bit of a tangent. I was talking to Uncle Frank today about Daredevil 181 and how that book, The Death of Elektra, really crushed Daredevil's mental health. Next, 2 issues later, you got him with a revolver in your face. He's crying at the grave. But I will never, ever forget reading and looking at Frank Miller's art and Klaus Janson on the inks, where he looked at Daredevil. Daredevil and Elektra just went at it. I mean, they are bloody. They are gory. They are beat. Matt Murdock is kind of in the wings. Daredevil pulls out an ace of spades, looks at Elektra, goes, "Honey, you're good, but me, I'm magic," and flicks the card and slits her throat in like 4 panels. And by far, the death of Phoenix, the death of the death of Supergirl in Crisis of Infinite Earth, the death of Elektra, that is panned in my memory as a kid. And now I think I'm going to have that book signed because of you, Justin. There we go, man. You're the best. You're a smart dude, man. So, but yeah, good move on that. So huge fan of that book. Nice yellow cover.
Oh yeah,
both of on the cover.
Yeah, I have a nice high grade copy too that I got at a local con here in one of Clifton or something like that. But I would like to get that. If I think it's like a 9496. So if I can get that signed, if I can get that witnessed, I might do that. It's probably the only one. Like I would like to meet. There's a lot of there's people I'd like to just meet and talk to. Donnie Cates gonna be there, right? Is that
Donnie Cates is gonna be there? Yep.
So I think it'd be cool to just meet that guy. I'm not totally part of the craze of Donnie Cates, but I do like a lot of the work that he's put out. So I definitely would like to meet him. Other than that, I always like to look for unknown artists, people who haven't quite made it yet. Someone who might do a drawing for me of some sort. Otto, I saw you were talking about the Jean Grey artwork that you were kind of going around. I love that idea. I'm tempted to do something like that with Storm, man. That's
why not, dude? Hey, you know what? It's personal. It's for your collection. And there's only so many like big books that you can go after until you have what you need, and then you've got to kind of figure it out, and then you personalize it. And this has been a journey for me, and Josh touched on that as far as the big books, and you can get your big books and you can keep upgrading, but there is a cost, there is an expenditure to it, so you kind of find your sweet spot in those grades, and you're just happy with that. So I think that's important. Shortbox Bernie is throwing me under the bus right now, man. So before we go there, I want to give a shout out to Arsenio, the art chemist. He'll be at the show. I can't wait to see him, talk to him, and get down on that. So I do want to bring up the next. So here's another question, Justin. When you go into the con, girlfriend with you, or is she shopping or out on the tables, or like is she a player too?
Yeah, so she loves the tables.
Okay, there you go.
She's definitely, she can be at a blackjack table all day. So because of we've been going recently, she just got an email. They always try to send her tickets to to see a free show there or whatever to get them, get you booked. And she just got an email to go to the con for free. Just get free tickets. Okay. So I was like, well, just take them, sign up for them, take them. And because she wasn't going to initially go in. I mean, she's been to cons with me before. She likes to spend an hour or two, and that's really it. She kind of checked out after that. But I think it's, it'll be cool. And plus, we're one of the biggest things I'm excited for this con, just in general, more than the book, more than even hunting, is just the experience of seeing all my friends, people that all of you people that we've met through Instagram, through YouTube, and have not been able to quite see in the past year and a half or whatever. And I've really gotten to know so many people here in this community that it's just going to be. I just picture it being this huge party like this.
Let's do it all in booth H8, man. Come by booth H8.
Dude, I'm gonna be there. Yeah,
have your backpack loaded. Let's we can make that, or Very Gary's booth. You know what I mean? That'll be central location, man.
Even the late night stuff though, even after dinners or whatever, grabbing a drink, it's just not gonna it's actually dangerous. It's probably dangerous if anything.
It's gonna be very dangerous. You've got to and you guys, I just want you to know, and this is a shout out to everybody in this chat. I am notorious for however you want to call it. Either you call it the Irish goodbye or you call it a snowflake. I'll be sitting at the bar with you or wherever, and then a signal goes off in my brain and I just leave. So
That's
it's
me
nothing,
too.
Yeah. It's nothing against anybody. I just don't want to say goodbye. I don't want to be like, all right, no, one more drink. I'm very weak-willed. I got to turn around and leave. Josh, are you good for the Irish goodbye?
Dude, I do that to my family. You know, so it's nothing personal. It's just kind of how I roll.
Yeah, right. You just got to go.
I'll catch you later at some point.
Yeah, right, exactly. I'll see you in the morning. I'll see you around the block. And I just want you guys to know that if we're ever hanging around, that Otto disappears. He's notorious for the snowflake. So
don't take it personal.
don't take it personal. I'll see you again too. You know.
Right.
And also, so what I want to tell you guys is we do have some things planned, which I think are we're going to be pretty fun. I'm going to bring up that banner right now. Now we've done this many years in the past, and I'm hoping that we can still do it. And I have no reason to think that we can't do it. So just so you guys know, the way the hotel is at Terrificon, I don't know how to say, there's a sense. So you come off the elevator and on every floor, there's a living space. Okay. That living space consisted of like a couch, 2 love seats or 2 love chairs, a couple tables, and a couple of lights. So it's kind of like the living area. Like I've been there in the past and people have been asleep there. Guys who don't know where their room are, they end up sleeping there, like it's not uncommon. So in years past, what we have done is we have set up, and I brought all my gear, and we've done live shows from that. And you guys know the notorious story of how Tom King came out, and of course, not being a modern guy, I asked him who his favorite artist was. Justin and Gary almost, karate chopped me in the neck because here I asking Tom King who his favorite artist is. So you guys know that. We've had a bridal party sit down with us. So we are going to do 2 live shows, hopefully. From the floors. We're going to do Friday night at 8:00 and Saturday night at 9:00. Also on Saturday, please reach out to me. We do from 4:30 to 7. Doesn't mean you have to show up at 4:30. Doesn't mean you have to leave at 7. But Mohegan Sun has a phenomenal indoor-outdoor pool that has an amazing patio. And I'm going to take a little area over. The 3 Men in the Basement are going to take a little area over. And I'm going to set it up in the morning, and I'll put my towels there, and hopefully, my family will end up being there. But at 4:30, if you guys are in the con and you want to come hang out and get some sunlight, hang out, have a couple cocktails with us, come join us at the pool party from 4:30 to 7 on Friday. If you want to come for 1 beer or you want to just come hang out for a little bit, it's fine. But we'll be there from 4:30 to 7. And I'll tell you, by 4:00, if you've been at that con all day, you got to get outside and get some fresh air. And who wouldn't want to hang out at the pool? So that's some things that we have planned. And at 9:00, we'll do a live show, and who's ever available can come jump in with us. And then we'll hit the tables and see where the night goes. So those are just some things we have planned. If you guys can join us, you can. If not, we'll see you around the con. So I just want to, bring that up. Also, idea. Yeah, well, it's important to have everybody around, Yeah. I do want to bring up some other vendors that are going to be there. And we talked about a few of them before, and I'm not familiar with any of these guys. And if you guys have heard about this, just let me know. Yeah, J&S Collectibles, the Comic Barn, Bob Stevenson from the Comic Barn. Bob's a great guy. Comic Barricade. Have you guys heard of them at all?
I've heard of them, yeah.
So if they are who I think they are, I need to invest in those, because putting together my runs, organizing my long boxes, I have so many open gaps in my long boxes. So those comic book barricades are pretty much like a divider, but they keep your books straight so you don't have to worry about the books getting ruined.
Really? Okay, gotcha.
So if that's who I'm thinking of, I believe it is. I might have invested.
That's who it is.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Okay. Cool. All right. Comic Wise, it looks like they have 2 tables, 317, 416. Never heard of them. But again, doesn't mean whatever. Again, but we like that because that's new inventory for us. Comics and Collectibles, that's a great name. Couldn't be any more original. They'll be set up. Comics Elite. Again, don't know who they are. Commander Comics.
Comics Elite's a pretty big online store. I mean, I get some variants from them from time to time.
Okay, all right. So maybe that could be them too. All right. Comic Commander, Fantasy Frames. Fantasy Frames are going to be there. Fantasy Frames, they were actually at
New Hampshire.
they were actually in New Hampshire, and they were actually at our 3 Men in the Basement comic book swap. And they're going to come on Saturday, and I want to show you what they sell. Give you an idea. This is some of their products. They're handmade wooden frames they can slide in and out. They're very well made. You can see the woodwork. They've got the latches on top.
Very nice.
Yeah, they display, and I think they have multiple, so you can get like a 2 or 3 one to display. And they're actually, for a little bit of foreshadowing, they're going to be coming on with us next Wednesday night when we have many of the dealers come on. So this is a 2-part episode on 3 Men in the Basement.
Nice.
All right, it's 2-part issue. So like X-Men 141 and 142, you know, ASM 129, and or actually the death of Gwen Stacy. So we're going to go back over to here. Let's see right here. Fantasy Frames, George Deep. He's an independent artist. He came to the swap. He's a really great guy. He might do the Captain America Jean Grey montage for me. And highgradecomics.com.
I like the sound of that.
Yeah, right. There you go, Josh. That's right up your alley, right? That's what you're looking for.
That's
and then of course
right now.
Yeah, J&S Collectibles, Jill and Steve, they will come on. They will be there. And they've got actually a 4-banger for a booth, and they have a huge wall of books. So really neat. Lots of interesting people that will be there. Just excited for all that, you know, and pretty neat. Mike, what'd you pull down?
So one of the guests who I've met a few times, he's been at Terrificon, but I've not seen him since this Funko Pop came out. Sean Gunn and character Kraglin from Guardians.
Right.
I think this would be cool. I have a few. I used to be head deep in Funko Pops. I've kind of I went deep into the rabbit hole. Now I'm trying to reach the surface.
Climb out.
Yeah. But this is one of the ones I picked up. It wasn't exclusive, but what's cool about the Funko Pops is they have kind of a little more room.
Yes. No, I want to do that with I want to have Roker, right? Roker was what's his name? Yondu. Yeah, I want to have Yondu. That's one of the only things I would have him sign, you know. So
cool. Sean Gunn's great for you guys if you haven't met him. He'll talk with you. He's friendly. I've interviewed him a few times on my channel. If his lines aren't too crazy, maybe try to get another interview. But I know a lot of these people are looking to meet these celebrity guests, and the lines will be crazy. But he's great if you're looking to talk, get an autograph, a picture, or a selfie. He's awesome. And then I have a question for the chat for you guys. I bought a blank cover of Van Helsing. I forgot the comic, the distributor. But I've been wanting to do something with like the Universal Universal horror monsters. I don't know if I want to do a jam piece and get, talk to a few different artists, get a headshot, or look at for one artist to draw like Dracula or Wolfman. So any and all, because I've never done like the jam piece or the blank discovery thing before. So I was wondering if from the chat and from you guys, any suggestions, recommendations, or how to go about that.
You know what? I would take the original monsters and have different artists have somebody do a Dracula, have somebody do a Frankenstein, have somebody do a mummy, I think that would be really cool, because that's a work in progress. You know what I mean? That's not something that you could get done all together, but that'd be something that over time, and something like that is really, really neat. I don't know what you guys think about that, but
I love the idea of that. I've seen some people do stuff like that. I should consider something like that, even like with the X-Men or something. But it's a cool idea to get a lot of different artists involved like that.
Definitely.
It's pretty cool. Yeah.
Yeah. I think that'd be pretty neat. All right, good. X is having some issues with his mic. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to pull up a little floor plan. And again, if you guys are watching this on the rewind, you could study it. This is on the Terrificon website. This is nothing that is, industry secret or anything like that, but I'm just going to pull it up so you guys can see it. So this is your floor plan. This is the main entrance. Right here is where that giant Thanos is going to be. We've all seen that. There's going to be a large corridor that's going to be going down, and that's where Bob Stevenson is going to be. Very Gary, you can see we identified where he is. 3MIB, 3 Men in the Basement, our booth is right there. And we're going to be right next to the Indiana Jones and the Lost Ark. And then right next to us will be Power Kid Comics. And again, this is all on the Terrificon website, so you can take a look at and go over and get a game plan. Because listen, I gotta say, you got to have a plan, because if not, you're going to walk in and you're going to be like, what the F did I just get myself into? You know, like, where do I start? How do I go? You know, and it's funny because I bring a 3 Men in the Basement as a roadie, believe it or not. We have a roadie that is a non-comic book guy that takes care of, like, telling me where I went last to get a book. So if you know me, like, I've got such bad ADD, I'll bounce around and I'll look and I'll be like, all right, remember where this place is, or remember that place is, or remember him, and remember how much I offered him and what he said about that. So he's more of like my handler than a roadie, you know what I mean? But he's a non-comic book guy who just enjoys the action of the casino. So he'll be there also. So just somebody fun to meet. And,
nice.
You know, you got to go in with a plan, because you got to go in with a plan, deep pockets, and just got to have a lot of fun, Josh, right?
Absolutely.
You know, and it's because if not, you're just overwhelmed. And
your plan usually will go to shit though pretty quick.
It really will, right? Yeah.
You just gotta roll with it, you know.
Especially at a casino, man.
Yeah, right. Or you got to regroup. And, like, you know, you walk right in and you see a guy that's got the biggest book you want, and you fork over, you know, 70% of your bankroll, and you're like, all right, I've just been here for 20 minutes. What am I going to do now? I'm here all weekend, you know, like, so, but you know what I think is fun? And what I'm going to do is, you know, Friday, I'm going to do the deals. I'm going to check it out. Saturday is a day that I thoroughly enjoy hanging out with the community. I'll dig through some books, but I'm going to be there taking videos, taking pictures, and just meeting all these great people. So Saturday is really the day to meet everybody. And that, you know, who are traveling, you know, and people that we have known, just like you said, Justin, you know, virtually, but now you get to see them, you know, give them a big handshake, give them a big hug, and just, you know, tell them, hey man, you know, I appreciate this or that, or that was a great book you sold me, or our conversations, because I truly believe that if anything good has come from this pandemic, it is the community that has grown from this and brought people together from all over the place, you know, and everybody has branched out with their own channels and they've got their own styles. And I think that's just a lot of fun to do that. So Saturday for me, is going to be a lot of seeing what's up to people, taking videos. And guys, if you're watching this on a rewind and you're the cosplayers, please, I'm going to do a whole video on cosplays. So if you come show up, if you want to show the books that you've gotten, you know, please show up. So, you know, I want to bring up a story. I want to tell this story about one time we were at Terrificon, and it was like 9:30, and you're like, yeah, Otto, I'm going to meet up with you in like 10 minutes. And then it's 10 o'clock, and then it's 10:15, and then it's 11, and you're like, dude, I've been at this bar for 2 hours and I'm not leaving. And I'm like, I get it, man. I get it. So,
yeah, I was completely, like, less than an hour, I was completely gone.
Yeah.
Gone completely.
Right.
Like I said, that was my first time there, so, like, too much happened in 1 hour.
Yeah, exactly.
You were with Fett. You were with Fett that time too, right? You guys.
Yes,
together,
exactly.
Right? And you guys waited for me, and I'm like, oh man, you call me up. I'm like, I don't know how far you guys were around. You were like on the other side of the Mohegan Sun. Yeah,
it was a troop for you, but you were knuckled up and you were bellied up to a bar, so that was good. So I will tell you, so I'm a creature of habit. I'm a bartender. There's a video poker bar that I will be at all weekend long if I'm not at a blackjack table. That video poker bar is called the Lodge Bar, Lodge, the Lodge Bar, in very Mohegan Sun cryptic decor or whatever, but it's called the Lodge Bar. It's in the older section of the casino. So if you're wondering where I am, you can always stop by there, because that's a one of my buddies bartends there, and he's been there from day one or as long as I've been going there. So that's where you're going to find me.
Otto,
not at the table.
When we first started talking, that was one of the first. I was there. I was at the casino, you know, 2.5 years ago, and you messaged me. I mean, like, we just started to get to know each other. We're, you know, X-Men fans and all this stuff. But I was at the casino, and you're like, oh, dude, you're like, go to this bar, mention 3 Men in a Basement, get yourself a drink, and all this stuff. Unfortunately, I jumped over to Foxwoods by the time you told me that. Yeah, I always remember that bar ever since you told me that.
No, for sure. And you know, my two buddies that bartend there, they're like, you bringing your boys in? I'm like, I'm bringing my boys. Don't worry, it'll be fun. You know, so
do you play craps at all?
You know what? Here's the deal. I do play craps, but I have to play craps with somebody who plays craps well. Okay.
Yeah.
My buddy, my roadie, he plays against the players. So he plays he plays the dark side is what they call it. You
bad
know,
juju, man. That's
bad juju. And I don't mess with bad juju when I'm gambling.
Right.
So I don't play with him anymore. And he'll sit there. I stay farther away from him. Now that I lost all this weight, the guy would always try to get me in a fight when he would play it. Now I'm like half the man I used to be. I'm like, dude, I can't get into a fight right now. Like, forget it. So he plays against it. But I'll roll the dice with you, man. You tell me what to do. I'm going to put some money aside specifically for rolling the bones with you, Justin. Okay.
Right. Yes.
I enjoy it. The don't pass line. Yes.
Did Roger tell you that I taught him? I got him on the table. We were playing.
No, he did say that. He did say that.
He shelled out a couple hundred, but it was a good time. I'm like, usually it's fun when you're winning. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah. Let me tell you, craps for all the casino games. Craps, you either win fast or you lose big. Quickly. So.
It's the whole table.
It's the whole table.
He saw it. Like everybody was like high fiving and cheering with each other when we were like first there, and then it all just went downhill. But I said, yeah, he did get to roll the dice once. He did roll the dice once.
Good. He got the dice around. So
I was like, oh, you're a first timer. You have good luck. You're gonna do it. And then he rolled a 7 right away. I'm like, okay, next time. So as far as restaurant goes, there was a few guys talking about meeting up at some restaurants and getting their eats on. You got Jordan's, you got the high end place, the steakhouse. There's tons of places. One of my favorite places, the Burger Barn. Bobby Flay's got a real nice burger barn right there. That's going to be a lot of fun. Tons of places to eat. It's just going to be a phenomenal weekend. And I got one goal, and that's to beat Josh on Friday morning. If I gotta leave,
I'll be there Thursday.
I know. Really, that's true. So I'm not even gonna win this one. So Josh and I have this little it's more of me than it is Josh, but it's like every time I try to get to it, like when we were going to New Hampshire, God is my witness. We left at 8:15. I'm with Roger. We're driving up. I got Uncle Frank and Tote, and we had to stop off at the New Hampshire duty-free liquor, of course. And Josh is already throwing pictures of he's inside, and I'm like, God damn, Josh, And then Saturday morning, I get up at the crack of ass, man, after hanging out with these guys. And Roger's like, you're nuts. I'm like, I'm going in. I walk in. Josh is already standing there being like, what's up, man? I go, this dude, man. So it's not you, Josh. It's me. So that's, a little bit competitive.
No worries.
No, yeah. So,
can I ask a quick question about some advice from anybody, any of you are in the chat? If when it comes to Sunday, or when it comes to, you're looking for books, you're looking for deals. Is it better to wait until Sunday? I mean, I know that there's always been this thing of, shops are scrambling to make back whatever money that they didn't make over the weekend or things like that. I know every circumstance might be different for certain vendors, but do you guys use that in any way in terms of strategy, or, are you looking for books on Sunday on purpose?
Yeah, well, you know what? I'm going to let Josh feel this because he kind of talked about it and he made a great point with this being a newer con. And I know, Josh, we got some new people on. So just if you want to just reiterate what you kind of said in the beginning, I think that would be great. I'm going to highlight you real quick because you made a great point as far as those books. If there's big players there, what's going to happen? They're
going to go like that. So it depends on, the book, obviously. I mean, if you're talking about, a bigger key that's in, high demand that maybe you don't see in that, that grade, if you really want it, the decision, the time is now, just get it. Don't wait for a better deal because chances are it's probably not going to make it to the end of the show. Now, obviously there will be some books that maybe you could wait till the end of the show and you will catch a few deals here and there, even being at some local little shows, you wait till the end of the show, guys just want to clear out some stuff. But I've never gotten some sick ass deal at the end of the show that so made it worth it. I mean, maybe you get a couple $100 off something big, but it's never, to me anyway, it's never been anything crazy. And it's always been with other dealers that I personally know, just kind of waiting until the last minute. But if there's something that you really want, don't fuck around. Just fucking pull the trigger on it. Because this is the other thing that I've learned is especially now with everything being so hot, it's not necessarily a bad thing every time to overpay, because a lot of the times the price catches what you paid like within a matter of days. If not goes
That's a good
even
point.
higher.
That's a good point.
You know what
Yeah.
I mean? So like,
Yep.
it's not always necessarily a bad thing to overpay. Do we want to overpay? Of course we don't.
Right.
But you know, if there's something you really want, my advice is just do it.
Just go for it. That
Yeah.
makes sense.
Yeah.
Agree with all of that. And also for Sundays, you even mentioned run fillers. That's a good day where you can, like I'm, constantly looking for my FF run too. So on Sunday, you might be able to bundle a bunch of, run fillers, and you might be able to get a good deal on that. I've done that in the past. But yeah, like I mentioned at the top of the show, I'm looking for that Avengers 8. And with how hot that certain character is right now, if I see the book for the right price on Friday, maybe if it's a little over, it's probably better. I'm thinking it's better to jump on that as soon as, I see that. But yeah, Josh, made a lot of good points there. And for Sunday, you never know. And like what X said, dealers might not have everything out. So you could go up to a dealer on Sunday. Do you have this book? Oh yeah, here it is. And it wasn't out. So, Sunday, I think the opportunity is there. But if there's one book you're definitely set on, kind of making that a point to get that on Friday, not a bad idea.
Yeah. I'd have to agree with that. And then I'll be to highlight X. What are your thoughts on that? Go after the big books because the shit's too hot right now, or don't wait because somebody else is going to come up with a bankroll?
Actually, Josh is right on mark about that. At the point in the rate things are going right now, there are going to be a lot of power players out there, and they're probably thinking the same way you're thinking. I'm going to go for that book, right?
Mm-hmm.
They're probably not waiting. They're probably not waiting until Sunday.
Right.
They're gonna, they're gonna say, "I want this book," and especially the way things are going right now, the prices, they're probably gonna pull the trigger on it as soon as they see it. So, I probably wouldn't wait if it's something that's not so much in demand. It's just a real good book that you may be specking on, that you think that maybe this could be something, or I just like the book. Then yeah, wait for Sunday. But something that's in high demand, like a Kang, like Mike was talking about, Kang, don't wait. Go for that one.
And you're going to pay market value for it, but look, it's not going to go down. I mean, the long-term play on Kang, I had a 9.0. Oh my God, I had a 9.0 that I sold a year and a half ago. And my God, I sold it at a 9.2 went for. It was unbelievable. But I will say that I was very fortunate because I won a 7.5 signed by Stan with a sweet Stan sig from somebody present here. So that's the only saving grace. I would wonder what that would be going for now, X. So, but
I know.
But it's crazy. So you know what? And I also do want to say this, and I'm just going to highlight myself. I do want to say this: being at a casino. So I have learned. Well, we have seen this new money influx right now, whether it's your stock guys or your baseball card guys or something like this. Just think of how many of these people with expendable money talked to somebody at a comic show that said, "Hey, I'm going to be at Mohegan this week. I'm going to bring X amount of money." Oh, you're going to be at Mohegan? There's a comic show. Oh yeah, you should go invest in something like this. You can't tell me that those conversations aren't happening outside of the comic book realm, because they are, right? Or you get 3 or 4 guys that say, "Hey, look, I'll put $3,000 in. I'll put $3,000 in. Let's go buy a big book," and we go partners on it now. Like that is something that I have seen where people have been selling pieces of books and go in partners. And the way the money is, and listen, people want to spend money right now. People want to be out. I think this is all of these things very well could happen. So Justin, to your point, man, I think if there's something, go. Like it's worth what you're willing to pay. I hate to say that, but it's what you're willing to pay. And if there's a book that's near and dear to you that you really want to go after, or you firmly believe in it, it's really, in my opinion, what you're willing to pay for. So, and I guess maybe we're preaching to the choir because we're all like, "Yeah, dude, go get it, spend that money, get that book." But you know what? It's about the hobby and it's about collecting. And we have definitely seen that people are getting a return on their stuff. So
that makes sense.
That's it. Guys, I've kept you guys here for 90 minutes. I appreciate it. I'm going to give a shout out to everybody. Like I said, we got Swaggle House. We've got Peter Porker, Daniel Ibarra, Shortbox Bernie. We've had about 50 people in and out. It's just been a lot of fun. I'm going to let you guys all sign off. Tell everybody where they can find you, where they are, and we'll start off with Josh. Thank you very much, man. It's been a pleasure having you on 3 Men in a Basement. I think this is your first appearance on 3 Men in a Basement.
I was thinking about that earlier. I believe so. So
this is a
Nice.
first appearance issue right here, right now. The first appearance issue of a 2-part series.
Yeah.
My God, this is unbelievable. Like this is just a great episode of a great issue of 3 Men in a Basement. So, Josh, where can they find you, brother? Who's your boys?
Okay, so you can find me a couple places. Obviously, East Meets West on Sundays, and we do the FOC show for CBSI. That goes up on Fridays. We also do our new comic book day review on Thursdays. What else? You can find me and my brother on my channel, Josh GRAV. We do a lot of bigger CGC unboxings. And then obviously I'll be at Terrificon, like we mentioned. I'll be with Richie's Comic Cabana. We have a whole block along with Jay Jaquil. So just come and find me. And if you do come say hi to me, please just like when you come up to me, be like, hey, give me your screen name and your name.
Yes, right, for sure, for sure.
Because like
Good
I've
call.
had so many people come up to me and be like, Josh, I'll be like, hey, I don't know you, but thanks for coming to say hi. So please give me your screen name and your real name if I don't know you, and yeah, we'll have a good time.
I love it. All right, man. Thank you very much for joining us, brother. It's great seeing you as always, and I'm going to try to beat you, but you've already beat me. I might have to go leave it like 4 in the morning and just hang out. So, all right. Thank you very much, Josh. All right. So now we have the royalty himself, the best dressed dude on IG, the Dapper Dan, the big baller X. Where can everybody find you if they don't know who you are, man? And if they know, they live in a cave. So
Seriously.
Right here on Instagram, Illusionary Comics. So you'll find me there. Just see me at Terrificon, say hello. I don't think anyone's going to not recognize me. I'm in the area, but I'll definitely come see Josh. I'll come see Mike if Mike's there, and Justin. And I see Josh on Instagram every now and then. So I'll definitely go say hello.
I always end up in your raffles. I never win because I have to work for luck, but I've literally spent thousands of dollars. But I have bad luck with raffles.
Yeah, listen, it's funny. It's funny that all 5 of us right here are all players in that. Oh, X just left, so that's he'll jump back in. All right, Mike, what about you, my friend? Thank you very much for joining us on. I mean, it was just been a pleasure having you on as always. You've been a great supporter of our channel, and just been having a great time with you. So, where can everybody find Mike the Beast Benston?
Well, right here on YouTube, Mike the Beast Benson Comics. On Instagram, Mike the Beast Benson Comics. On Twitter, I kind of retweet a bunch of different things that I'm interested in about Mike the Beast 92. And then, I'll be at Terrificon all 3 days. To echo what Josh said, I'd love to meet. I'm looking forward to meeting a lot of people. Definitely someone mentioned that Saturday. That's kind of, I think it was Otto. I'm really looking forward to meeting the community on Saturday. I'm going to have my camera. I'm looking to be doing a lot of content for my channel on Saturday. Please come up if you're down for an interview. Let me know. And I'm really looking forward to it. Otto, thank you for having me on. This was a blast. It was great being on with X, Josh, Justin. This was great, and really can't wait for Terrificon.
Absolutely. Well, thank you. It's been a pleasure having you on, Mike, and you've been a great supporter of the channel, and just great seeing it at all the cons, and especially your dad. And I love the family aspect of it, and glad you're setting up at the Nearman Expo, and so it's been great. So, all right, my mutant brother, my man, Justin, you're all over the place too, man. Where can we find No Good Comics?
I mostly on Instagram. I've been getting much more into YouTube now as well. Everything's No Good Comics, so you can find me there. Got a cool show coming up Saturday. I do every Saturday. It's Comic Collector Origins. Otto, you've been on it before.
Yeah, I loved it.
I don't know if you know, but Illusionary Comics was the very first guest of mine on that show.
He was, really?
Yeah,
first
last
issue?
year. Yeah, a year ago.
No way.
Number 1. So it's a lot of fun, hanging out with the community. If you guys don't know it or haven't been there before, I just interview people from the community, get to know their origin story, how they got into the show. So that's 2:00 Saturday, Eastern time, every Saturday. I'll be talking to my friend Victoria, Read Across the Stars. And a bunch of other stuff, but I appreciate you just having me on. I can't wait to be able to hang out with all of you in person, see everybody, meet the community, roll some dice. Like all that whole weekend is just going to be insane. So, Otto, I appreciate you having me on and just inviting me. Josh, a pleasure to meet you. Mike as well. Good to see you in person here, virtual person. And X, you already know, man, you're my brother. So, appreciate all of you.
Awesome. Well, thank you. It's been great. So we're gonna let me see. So, guys, we're gonna wrap up right now. What does 3 Men in the Basement have going on this weekend? I've got another pre-recorded video of for when I went comic book hunting in Maine. I want you guys to check that out. That'll be dropping this weekend. Roger might be back with the Cranky Canadian on Monday. If he's not, you'll get a pre-recorded. I just picked up 2 Boxed Heroes. You guys will find out whether or not I'm going to keep with my Boxed Heroes subscription. And also on Wednesday, either 8 or 9 o'clock for 2 hours. I haven't figured out the time slot yet. I will have a dealer preview show of Terrificon. So people like J&S Collectibles, Bob Stevenson, Fantasy Frames, the Comic Mint will be on. Power Kid Comics will be on. And just like we did for the 3 Men in the Basement swap, they will be highlighting some of the books that they will be bringing. So mark your calendars, get ready for that. So I want to thank Justin No Good Comics, Josh Grav, Mike the Beast Benson, Copy 801, everybody who joined us in the live chat, and Shortbox Birdie. Pay Zoe gets paid all the time, so let's get that. And you know what? You know, she does, like you guys, you know, she doesn't get paid. This girl got Starbucks today. She got this, that, the other thing. You know, at Terrificon, I'll be selling Otto's Raw Dog Mystery Boxes, 5 books for $50. I've got 25 of those. Stop by our booth. We've got tons of free swag to give you guys. We're going to be at booth H8 in Artist Alley. If you have time for an interview, I would love to do an interview. If you're in cosplay, I'd love to do it, or I just love to meet you guys. So on behalf of my 3 Men in the Basement brothers, Dave in the Cave, who's in Bermuda, Roger Levesque, who's not available, I'm Everett Otto. This has been my cast of characters tonight. This is the Terrificon Buyers Preview Special. We are 3 Men in the Basement. We are out. Peace.